In 55, Fridolin didn't have any particular interest in Sardinia.
Oh yes, he has decided that he should be a music ethnologue.
He decided?
Yes, he decided that, and he was actually studying at that time.
Yeah.
And he decided also that he should collect all his, and he should go back and really collect with his film and his tape recorder, really to collect, because he found out that it was a very good, his thesis was very interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
And at that time I was working too with the music historical museum, music instrument history museum, because my collection of music instrument was growing.
Yeah. This attitude of Fridolin towards mystic and magic, no? Do you remember anything special, anything particular?
Yeah, I remember that he all the time told me about the Nurak, and he told me about those small statuettes.
Yes.
And he told me about the launetas, and he said, I'm quite sure that it is a completely pagan instrument. So, and he was laughing every time they were playing launetas in the church and, you know, in front of the procession. He said they should know that they are playing a phallic instrument. So, and he had a lot of visions about these things.
Visions in which
Yeah,
way?
visions. He was dreaming a lot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, he had a dream that told him that he shouldn't be old. And I was very shocked, of course. He said, no, I'm going to die very young. He said that. I know. I had to be busy, I had to work, because I'm going to die very young. He knew that.
Was it in 55 or during your stay in here?
It was in 55. He also said it when we returned. He knew it in a strange way.
You met Circo Zanfretta in Sedilo.
Yes, and you know, there where they were riding, horse riding, and shouting, and they had to get first through the little door.
That's Sedilo.
Yes, that's Sedilo. We saw that. We was in all that fest.
Yeah.
So and Fridolin wanted to stay in that fest and really to see it, and I found it extremely interesting and cruel.
And so you contacted the circus?
And also because Fridolin wanted to join Circus Zanfredo, because the circus should come around to all the fest. That was very clever.
Yeah.
So therefore, joining the circus, we actually went to a lot of small places from fest to fest, and I can't remember all the names, but there was many, and it was, I think it was about more than a fortnight, because I remember that it was quite hard work, but it was wonderful also and funny. And then we came to a town where a lot of the population actually just has died from a typhus, and the typhus was a following of a pest among the hens, and all the dead body of the hens was still laying outside the town, where Fridolin and I and Circus, we had our tents. So I remember that we were cleaning the mark, the earth, by kicking to such dead hens, and when we hit it, all the feather was just leaving the bodies. It was really not good. And of course I got typhus there.
Did you?
Yes. So we found out that and Fridolin was also ill, but thanks to the vaccination from home, it was rather serious, but in some days. But
where did you live during the circus work?
We had to go to a Franciscan convent. It was in the neighborhood of Mamoiada, I remember, because the Franciscans has two works there. They actually got a lot of, they gave absolution to Sedilo for a lot of wine, and absolution to Mamoiada for a lot of meat and food.
Absolution, what do you mean?
Absolution, you know, when they came and said, oh, we have just killed some there, then the monks said, take it easy, give us this and we will try to fix it. Absolution, you know.
Yes.
They had a very good business there, but they were very kind. They let me. There was of course a clausule, so I couldn't come inside the convent. But there was a very old little chapel, I think it was, with the most beautiful fresco of St. Franciscus on the roof.
Yeah.
And I was laying there in my fever. I saw how he was walking around and all the birds, and there was 2 animals also, they were just flying around. I remember that. And then there was an old monk, he was coming, and Fridolin was coming with food to me, water and soup. And I was laying there in my sleeping bag in this little chapel. And afterwards we sent them some gifts for thanks, because they really took care of me.
Did you have a tent or a
Yes,
camp?
we have our old tent.
Uh-huh.
So we just put our tent together with the circus tent and their cars.
Yeah.
So
did Fridolin had to play during the circus walk?
no, he had to. He was sometimes he was working as assistant Sprechstallmeister, because his Italian was not that good. So he said, now the now the very interesting donkey come, and now the little elephant come, and now you will see the clowns. I remember that we it was in Cagliari, at the beach of Calamasca.
Uh-huh.
We were staying. We were very poor at that time, so we had to sell blood.
To sell blood?
Yes, they took blood from. We sold blood. I've sold 2 times and Fridolin 2 times. So we were living off wine and to get the blood up again,
Yeah.
quick. So, and we were staying in this tent at that beach in Calamasca, and his name was Leo Weisberg. Leo, he was a very strange person, and he was very poor too, and he won't sold. He should never sell blood. He was afraid of that, but he was he could some mystical things with tarot cards and other things, and he could look at hands. So he had our tent. We lent our tent to him in daytimes, and then he received young men and young women there, because it was such a yellow tent, a Himalaya tent, so that was such a mystical yellow color. And then he was reading the fortune in their hands and got some money from that, and he gave Fridolin me some money at night time for the tent. No, but we were very poor, and we had at that time. Fridolin got a message that we had to leave immediately Sardinia, because from Mamoiada they were sending some people after us, because they thought that Fridolin has been a police spy. So therefore we had. So he was very afraid.
Who told you that?
There was a man. I think his name. We get it through one of Fridolin's good friend, a student called. His name was Antico Romano.
Antico?
Antico Romano. He was living in Sedilo. No, he was living in Cagliari.
In Cagliari.
Yes. He was a student of law too.
Yeah.
And he said that he has heard that, and he came, and he said that we had to leave immediately. And so therefore 2 days later we at night time we paid a fisher.
You played?
We paid a fisher boat to take us to Napoli.